This coming weekend is one of the significant ones for the Ovambanderu Traditional Authority, as the community will witness the coronation of their next chief. Eben Tjozohongo II Nguvauva is the third eldest son of the late Ovambanderu Chief, Munjuku II Nguvauva, and is the successor to his late brother, Kilus Munjuku III Nguvauva, who succumbed to COVID-19 last year. The coronation will take place at Omaueuozonyanda in the Epukiro Constituency of the Omaheke Region. Joining me this morning with more information on this is Epukiro III Nguvauva, the advisor to the Supreme Council of the Ovambanderu Traditional Authority, and he is accompanied by Vekea Dina Hengari, who is the leader of the Ovambanderu Women's Council. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Mom.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
All right. I'd like to start with you, Mr. Nguvauva. Please take us through the process, from the Royal House to the Supreme Council. How does the nomination process actually take place?
Yes. Thank you so much for having us again. Yeah, the process is very, very simple because at least it's written. We have a constitution that is written and it at least regulates the whole process. And it starts with the establishment of a committee of eminent persons from the Royal House of the Nguvauva clan. And this committee met, they identify a possible successor. So among many candidates, they look at various qualities, personalities, and they do the selection. And once they agree among themselves who the candidate is, that candidate is then proposed to the Supreme Council of the Ovambanderu Traditional Authority. And once the Supreme Council has satisfied itself with the submitted candidate, it recommends the candidate to the General Assembly. So, and those two bodies, they have to accept the nominated candidate. So, and that's basically how the process evolves. Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking us through the process. Madam Hengari, succession in the traditional setting is often met by disagreements and infightings. We've seen this in our headlines quite in the past. So how would you describe the overall nomination process?
Thank you, Madam. Good morning, fellow Namibians. It's not always the case that the succession is made by disagreement or infighting. It was just an unfortunate event or period of 2008 that brought about the bitter rivalry between late Kilus and his other late brother, Coronation Nguvauva. The succession process this time around went smooth, and there's no more people with interior motives. That's what I would say. If I may continue, Madam, the Ovambanderu Authority is more united than ever before, as the operational system is functioning well, obviously guided by our Constitution. Therefore, there has been proper division of labor in terms of the Supreme Council, the Green Flag Commandos, leadership, the Youth League, and obviously the Ovambanderu Women's Council. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Sir, you earlier mentioned that there are certain qualities looked at, when selecting a leader of this nature. Could you please delve a bit deeper into these qualities?
Yeah. Yes, we mostly look at the personality of the person. At least the person must be a people's person. So it shouldn't be someone who does not really care much about the communities. It should be someone who has got the right qualities. He must be humble. He should really be respected, and he should also have some level of commanding some respect on the subject. So we are not really looking at highly qualified people, but at least the person should at least have an interest in the traditions, in the norms and cultures of the Ovambanderu people. So we are mostly looking at those qualities that are, is the person acceptable? Will he be acceptable to the broader community? Will he be able to serve? Will he shouldn't really also have maybe kind of a criminal records. So at least he should have a very dignified way of life, and those are some of the qualities that basically we are looking at. So yeah, basically. Yeah.
If I may add?
Yes, please.
I think he must be a good communicator, a good listener, must be able to understand a bit of geopolitical situation within our country. Or he must have that natural born wisdom, you know. Even if he doesn't, if he's not highly educated, he must have that natural born wisdom.
Must be a born leader.
Yes, he must be a born leader.
All right. Now, this weekend, the Ovambanderu Traditional Authority will be coronating their chief, that is Eben Tjozohongo II Nguvauva. Who is this man?
You know?
Okay. Thank you, madam. Eben Tjozohongo II Nguvauva is a Namibian from Ovambanderu heritage. He is born in 1968 to his father, the late Munjuku Nguvauva II, and he is a brother to late Kilus Munjuku III Nguvauva. He's also born from the Murangi clan, from the mother's side. Eben is married to his wife, Tupu Nguvauva. I think that is what I can say at this juncture.
Would you like to add to that, sir?
Yeah. No. Yes, Eben is a very humble person. Yes, he was in fact a bit caught by surprise. I didn't know. I don't really believe that he thought that he would succeed his brother at this stage. So, and as a result, because of his personality, because of the way that he's behaving, the skills, he's a very hardworking person. I shouldn't really forget to mention that. And because of that, and the respect and the humble way that he is really, the way that he is betraying himself in front of his people, that is what made him an outstanding candidate. So I think he's not very much involved in, he hasn't been very much involved in the leadership of the community, but I think he is a person who is able to learn. He is prepared to also learn a lot and to be guided by the seniors. And that is what made him to be a successful candidate. Yeah.
Very well. Now, looking at the Ovambanderu Traditional Authority in itself as a whole, what are some of the issues affecting it that you would like the chief to start tackling as soon as he takes office?
Thank you, madam. Some of the issues that we are facing as a community are lack of infrastructural development in regions where the Ovambanderu people are inhabiting, the issue of genocide, reparation and apology that has not yet reached its logical conclusion, unemployment among the youth, the issue of land, especially the ancestral land question, and the skilled resettlement program that has not yet accommodated or reached majority for our people. If I may continue,
yes,
shortage of water and regular occurrence of drought, as well as we are facing that poisonous plant that is called Oshikurioma, poisonous plant that normally kills the animals. There's my colleagues and add on.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe the biggest challenge, first of all, is the unity amongst the Ovambanderu people. That was high on the agenda of the late Kilus. He really wanted to unite the Ovambanderu people, and that is something that he should really work hard on, trying to unite the Ovambanderu community under one umbrella, and as well as the high unemployment rate and the high poverty levels within the community. That is something that he has to also pay attention to. Yes, we know that we are just a traditional community. We are not government. Nowadays, there's the margins between traditional leaders and political leaders are becoming very, very, very thin. So we don't want to enter the space of politicians, but at least he should be able to create an enabling environment to ensure that at least his people are really well taken care of, because in most of the areas that are inhabited by the Ovambanderu are underdeveloped, especially Epukiro, Oshembinde, Asa Block, poor road networks, poor telecommunications network. These are issues that he should really try and work hard to improve. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the event scheduled for this weekend, which is the coronation of the chief. What does the process actually look like?
Yes, basically, it's a very simple program, starting on Friday the 7th, when delegates will start arriving at the headquarters in Epukiro. So the program will basically entail the traditional dances, what we call Oshina or Mihiva, and then there will be parades, horse riding, troops. So the main program will be held on the Saturday, starting with the arrival of invited guests. Among the guests, we are expecting various chiefs from various traditional authorities. We are expecting government or leaders, including the Minister of Urban and Rural Development or his delegate as the Land Minister. We are expecting also the chairperson of the Council of Traditional Leaders, Chief Gossip. So we are expecting the governor of the region of Omaheke. So, and these are the people that will be at the event. I shouldn't also forget to mention the uncles that will be arriving from Botswana. Yeah, from the Nguvauva Royal House, who will be officiating the coronation process. Yeah, so the main event, in fact, will be the one of the minister, because as per the Traditional Authorities Act, the minister should witness the coronation process in terms of Section 5 of the Act, and that will give now, that will result in the chief being gazetted at the end of the day.
All right.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Your final words, Ms. Hengari?
My final word, I'm inviting all Namibians, all Ovambanderu who are based in Namibia, all in the diaspora, to come and attend the coronation of their chief. I'm sure they will wish, or they would like to be witnesses to the event. Because Eben Tjozohongo II Nguvauva, when he's coronated, he will be our chief, and he will also be a servant of the Namibian people. So I will invite everybody to attend if possible. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Nguvauva?
Yeah, my final word will go towards the youth. I think it's an opportunity because Eben is quite a relatively young person. This activity will not, some of the people will witness it for the first and the last time. So he might live longer, we hope, and we pray for that. So it's an opportunity not to miss it, so to witness a coronation of a chief, and to really, most people will be expected to come, wish him luck, pray for him, and come with a word of advice on how to better lead the Ovambanderu people, and not only the Ovambanderu, all the people who are living in Epukiro and in all the regions under his jurisdiction. So it's an opportunity not to miss, and therefore invite each and every Namibian. These activities not only for the Ovambanderu, it's for the whole country, it's for the whole nation. So everyone is invited and welcome.
Thank you very much for being here, and all the best with the event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
All right. Well, that was Weriurika Fredi Nguvauva as well as Veke and Dina Hengari. And they were talking to us about the coronation of Eben Tjozohongo II Nguvauva as the Ovambanderu Traditional Authority Chief that will be taking place this coming weekend in Epukiro.